Consulate Journal of Israel here in Houston, and he's going to present his view and thoughts, and also Christian community here in Houston, how we can pray for the peace of Jerusalem, how we can support Israel, and also special news on Israel, what is currently happening. So thank you so much, Alad, for coming on this live broadcast. And first of all, let's begin with um, Israel update in terms of how things are going, and what can Christians do to pray for Israel?
Well, thank you, Adnan, and thank you for all the viewers and listeners right now that are seeing this. Israel is at war. Let's start by saying that.
Yes.
We're at war because of an attack, a barbarian attack that was forced upon us on October 7th, on Shabbat, on Sabbath, on one of the most sacred holidays and days in the Jewish calendar. And that attack, um, mercenaries, terrorists, barbarians, savages came and slaughtered innocent civilians, babies, children, mothers, elderly. They slaughtered over 1,400 Jewish people. I must say, it's not all Jewish people, some of them also from different nationalities, but the vast majority are Jewish. The vast majority is because they live in Israel. And to be recognized with such sheer evil that those terrorists have committed the acts, and I'm sure that people saw the different videos and graphic photos. Those are the videos. That is the truth. This is exactly what happened, and this is what we're facing for many, many years. Um, we did not want this, but now we are bound to do this because if we're not going to do this, Israel is in jeopardy, and it's our obligation to protect and to serve the state of Israel, to bring back the hostages, close to 200 hostages right now, kidnapped people in Gaza. I'm talking about Holocaust survivors. I'm talking about kids, babies that were taken from their homes, from their beds. And to be honest, when I see the situation escalating, so I see that we're doing everything in our power to protect the people of Israel and also to protect a lot of people that are around the world that will bound to face this kind of evil in the future.
Yes.
Um, the way I see the community, the Christian community assisting, it can be in many different ways. First of all, it could be to offer
Yes.
help to people around you. Jewish families and communities were impacted in the entire world. Um, there's there are many people that know a lot of people that were either slaughtered,
Yes.
kidnapped, or injured. We have over 4,000 people that were injured. Those numbers are huge. That is the most deadliest attack that Israel or Jewish people has suffered since the Holocaust.
Yes. This is
I think
terrible what's
that's
happening. And now, like there is a rounding up circumstance, and things are escalating, and President Biden is going to be visiting Israel, and America shares a very strong relationship with Israel. And that goes back to many, many, centuries, because of, we share Judeo Christian values in America. And right now, you see like what is happening with Middle East now being unstable. What do you think, like, where it's going to lead into? Because Iran is also threatening, if Israel don't stop, we're gonna, compile it on. Where do you think that situation going to lead to? Is there going to be peace talk, or because Biden's tried it, President of Palestine canceled the meetings with Biden?
so. So there's a time for peace and there's a time for war.
Yeah.
Golda Meir said it 50 years ago during Yom Kippur War that the moment that the Palestinians will love their kids more than they hate us, then there will be peace. So now it's time for us to eliminate
Yeah.
Hamas,
Yeah.
to make sure that this will never happen again. The phrase of never again, as we said about the Holocaust, it's something that it's just not it's not just a blank wording or a blank sentence. It is, we mean it. Never
Yeah.
again, meaning to do anything and everything in our power to make sure it's
Yeah.
not going to happen again.
Yes.
Hamas and Hezbollah and Islamic Jihad are all funded and directed by the Iranian regime. This is well known. They're not hiding it. So all the attacks are also part of what Iran is trying to do to Israel, inside of Israel and on the borders of Israel. So that is something that we have knowledge about, and we need to face that as well.
Yes, because right now, the on the Hezbollah side, Hamas, and then the tactics that they're using is very similar to the ISIS tactics that they use, like kidnapping children's and young women's, and I think about 1,500 people are dead, you know, and on Israel side, I think, but also
There's there's over 1,400 people that were
1,400.
massacred on the Israeli side,
Okay.
innocent people, and there's many more that was not identified or recognized yet. So we don't know the final number, but at least 1,400 people were murdered in that attack,
Yes, and the number is, by to increase more. Is that
unfortunately.
correct? And also, what do you think about like the U.S.? I was hearing today the 2,000 soldiers are on the side of Israel. The U.S. has not fighting, but just if any medical aid that needed is the U.S. soldiers right to there. So the ground invasion supposed to happen because of the weather condition is stopped. So, but it's going to happen
I cannot confirm
because
conditions, obviously,
yes, yeah,
but I can say that that America, the U.S., are Israel's greatest ally. We
yes,
share so much in common as democracies. As we are the only democracy in the Middle East, and we share the same values and the same similar beliefs, and also similar hopes. And America was always in our back. We always got our back, and I'm happy personally as someone who's serving the state of Israel abroad and in the U.S. To have the privilege of seeing this immense support and unwavering pushing forward from the Biden administration and from everybody on both sides of the aisle. It doesn't matter if it's from the Democrat side or the Republican. It's a global situation. It's a global initiative of them to mobilize any support whatsoever for the state of Israel.
so Biden visiting Israel, what is that signal is sending out to the Middle East? Because usually
Uh,
president don't go into war zones.
I
So
agree.
and
That is a major vote of confidence. That is a major
yes,
vote of support. He's showing not only to us Israelis and not only to the Americans, showing the world that America will be there in any condition, in any situation. Doesn't matter how dire it is, it doesn't matter how good it is, if it's good. America will be there, and as the leader of the free world, he definitely showing it by action and not only by words.
absolutely. There is the enemy is all surrounded Israel. All the states and Egypt and all. The border is closed. There's so many Americans, uh, on this on the border of Egypt, trying to enter into Egypt. But what ways that you think that the how the medical aid or some sort of aid is being delivered to Gaza's people that are being affected?
So basically, the way you asked it is interesting because I don't hear about what about the medical assistant or humanitarian assistant or the Red Cross assistants to visit and to see what happened to our kidnapped
Yeah.
soldiers, men,
Yes.
women, children.
Yes. The
In order
hostages
for them
too.
to
Yeah.
yeah, in order for us or for them, more accurately, to take care of the humanitarian aids, they can simply stop launching rockets at us and fueling their generators and fueling their electricity. They can simply stop providing water to the citizens in order for them to stay in one place and give rations to that. They have all the abilities. Israel is not responsible to provide anything whatsoever,
Yeah.
especially wartime. But on a day to day, they're not responsible. They can get it either by self sustaining it or you
Yeah.
can get it by Egypt. We don't need to provide it. This is not our
Yes.
role or responsibility.
Absolutely. So Egypt shut their door on on there. So what is happened to hostage now? So do you think that the army is going in on a Gaza land to, former U.S. ambassador said that it's not going to be full scale invasion, but some places that Israel army must have to be there so we can make sure that the strongholds are taken down.
As someone who served many years in the army, I can say that the IDF will do and capable of
Yeah.
doing and will do
Yes.
anything in their power to provide the security that Israelis needed and needs to get, and to see anything that they can do also to provide the victory that is also needed in order for us to dismantle Hamas. This is something
Yes.
that needs to be done by, again, by serving the IDF, by knowing the system for many years. The IDF is not targeting civilians. It doesn't want to target civilians. Hamas is aiming their soldiers, their weapons, their missiles inside civilian compounds, inside hospitals, inside schools. So in order for us to do war, we need to be very tactical. But once you're at war, there are different rules of engagement. And
Yes.
once we were invaded without any territorial dispute, once we were invaded and being butchered and massacred, we have every way to protect ourselves by any means.
Absolutely. There's a question from the audience. In this, the revenge or complete eradication of Hamas from Israel?
So we're not dealing with revenge. This is not a fictional movie that we're trying
Yeah.
to do something that to feel better. We need
Yeah.
to provide security for our people, because
Yes.
if that's not going to happen for us, and you maybe saw what happened in Belgium yesterday, and you saw what can happen everywhere in the world, once radical Islamistic organizations like Hamas, like Jihad, Islamic Jihad, like ISIS, and Hamas is ISIS. I mean, there's no difference whatsoever between them.
Oh, wow.
So they don't do any differential from anybody else. They
Yeah.
just wanna kill and murder, and that's what happened to us. In order for
Yeah.
us to know how can we prevent it to happen in the future, we need to eliminate Hamas. It's not about revenge. It's about
Yeah.
creating a security. This is Israel Defense Forces. We're trying to defend our country that were invaded, and they were launching rockets, over 6,500 rockets.
Yeah.
Just imagine if
A lot
I'm
is still
currently in
going on. The
Texas.
rockets are constantly being launched
Still
at the
going on.
at the scale.
2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, friends
Yes.
of mine in Tel Aviv got into the bunkers because there were rockets firing in Tel Aviv and in Holon and Givatayim and everywhere else in the center of the country and also in the south of the country. It's been still going on every day. There's hundreds of
So
rockets.
Iron Dome is the one that is like making sure that rockets are being shot down in the air so it don't falls on civilians. But are there rockets that are falling on civilians?
There are casualties, of course.
Yes.
There are casualties. There are hits. Iron Dome is not 100% bulletproof. I mean, it doesn't work like
98%.
that. There's a very high accuracy for Iron Dome, but still there can be malfunctions. It's still technology. Overall, I don't see any nation anywhere in the world that would accept being fired thousands of rockets
Absolutely.
at her.
Yes. And now the rockets are going to be coming from, it's already started coming from Lebanon side too, because Hezbollah is there. The foreign minister of Iran went to, Lebanon, and they said, hey, Israel needs to stop. Otherwise, they're going to get an earthquake from whole land. So what does it mean by earthquake? Is it they have some sort of,
I would say I would say that I would not recommend to anybody
yeah,
to try us with our retaliation if needed. I don't recommend to Hezbollah, to other organizations, to Iran to try to come into this picture and try to be some sort of force that's going to navigate in their field, because we're not going to stand down. We are not just going to stand still. We're going to retaliate, and we're going to win as well any battle and any conflict that we have in this situation right now. If Hezbollah is trying to get in being involved in something that is not relevant to them, so that's on their own jeopardy. They need to understand that, and I'm pretty sure they are.
absolutely. Well, Alit, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate that. Is there something, I'm just gonna, this is the open-ended questions, that's something you would like to communicate to our audience? It's a growing audience, and people are putting their live comments right below. So here, over to you. So final
So yeah,
word.
I would say a few things. I would say first of all, because there's a lot of people that with a strong belief system. So I would pray. I would definitely pray for the well being of the people that were that were kidnapped,
Yeah,
and people that are injured. If people want to help and assist. So just speak the facts. Just speak the truth. Just see what's going on right now. Do not believe sound bites. Do not go to different posts and see if that's something
yeah.
that kind of correlate with some sort of false narrative. Check, investigate, research, and just show the facts. And if you can see the facts and you're going to show the facts, you're going to fight the fight that we're looking to do that all across the world.
Absolutely. There is so much. Even my wife and I was watching the news. It's really depend on what news channel you're watching and what's their narrative is, because some news channels are showing, again, the pictures on how the hospital is being knocked down, because there is a huge dispute right now who knocked down the hospital in
That's
Gaza.
not a dispute, by the way. It's
Y-
there's already footage
Yes.
by Al Jazeera and also by the IDF spokesperson
Yeah.
that a rocket misfired from the Gaza Strip and hit the hospital. So again, we were not to blame for that. That's something that
Yeah.
the false narratives trying to do. I saw a lot of posts before coming to these conversations, but
Yeah.
this is the facts. If you want to go see the facts, you can also visit our account as Israel in the Southwest and see exactly what's going on.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for your time, Elaine. I appreciate you. God bless Israel. We pray for Israel, and also for Israel well-being. We pray for
Thank
the
you.
peace of Jerusalem. Thank you again for your time.